I never thought I'd be the kind of woman who would one day sit quietly, with her hands trembling around a cup of tea, trying to find the strength to talk about what happened in her own family. But here I am, telling this story, not because I want sympathy, but because silence nearly ruined me. And maybe, just maybe, if I speak up, another woman somewhere out there might find her courage too. My name is Angela. I'm 42 years old, a mother of two, and for most of my life, I believed my family was something sacred. A safe place. A shelter from the outside world. We weren't perfect, but we were close. Or so I thought. It all started one summer, when my younger sister Emily asked to move in with us for a while. Her marriage had fallen apart after her husband's infidelity, and she was struggling emotionally and financially. She needed time to heal, and I didn't think twice. I opened my door, my home, and my heart to her. After all, she was my little sister. I had practically raised her when our mother died young. I felt responsible for her, protective of her. I never imagined how that love would be tested, or how deeply it would hurt. Emily moved in with us in June. My husband, Thomas, was supportive. At first, he said all the right things. She needs us. Family sticks together. Let's help her get back on her feet. For the first few weeks, it was a little awkward having another adult in the house, but we made it work. The kids loved having their aunt around. I enjoyed late-night talks with her. She laughed again. Slowly, she seemed to be finding herself. But then subtle things began to shift. At first, I brushed them off. I'd find Emily laughing a bit too hard at Thomas's jokes. I caught them exchanging glances during dinner. Harmless, I told myself. Maybe even my imagination. But then, she started dressing differently, more revealing. And not just in general, but specifically around the house, especially when Thomas was home. Short shorts, tight tops, makeup even in the mornings. Still, I pushed the discomfort aside. I didn't want to believe anything was wrong. I didn't want to be the paranoid wife. One evening, I walked into the living room and found them sitting far too close on the couch. Thomas jumped up like he'd been caught doing something wrong. I felt my stomach twist, but again, I said nothing. I made excuses. She's lonely. He's just being kind. I'm overthinking. But then something happened that I couldn't ignore.
It was a Saturday.
I'd gone out early to the farmer's market while Emily and Thomas stayed home with the kids. I was only gone for a couple of hours. When I returned, the house was quiet, too quiet. The kids were playing in the backyard, but Emily and Thomas weren't anywhere in sight. I didn't want to believe what my instincts were screaming, but my feet took me upstairs. I opened the door to our guest room, and there they were. Not in bed, not touching, but close. Too close. The kind of closeness that hangs heavy in the air even without a single word spoken. Thomas looked up, startled. Emily looked guilty. I stood there, frozen. My heart pounded in my chest so loudly I couldn't hear anything else. I was just showing her something on my phone, Thomas said too quickly. Emily looked away. I didn't say anything. I just closed the door and walked downstairs. I didn't cry. Not then. I just stopped breathing. Inside, something shattered. Over the next few days, I watched them carefully. The signs were there. Furtive glances, conversations that stopped the moment I walked in, inside jokes that excluded me. My home, my sanctuary, had become a place of whispers and betrayal. And the worst part was that it wasn't some stranger. It was my sister. Someone I trusted with everything. Finally, one night, I confronted Thomas. I waited until the kids were asleep. I sat him down and looked him in the eyes. "Are you having an affair with Emily?" He was silent. That silence was louder than any confession. "I saw the way you two were around each other. I'm not stupid." Still, he said nothing. Finally, he whispered, "I didn't mean for anything to happen." That was it. The air left my lungs. I stood up, shaking. "So it's true." He nodded, shame flickering in his eyes. "It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything." Didn't mean anything? Those words sliced through me like a knife. My sister, my husband, and it didn't mean anything? I went upstairs, packed Emily's things, and left them by the door. I didn't even confront her. I couldn't bear to look at her. That night, I cried more than I ever have in my life. I felt betrayed, humiliated, broken. I felt like I'd lost two people I loved in one single blow. The next morning, I handed Emily her bags. She tried to speak. I held up my hand. Don't. Just leave. She stood there crying. I didn't plan this, Angela. It just happened. I was lonely. I looked at her, and all I could say was, "You crossed a line I never expected you to. You were my sister.